Hellions issue 6 heads to the Dryador Gate, where the weary and well-travelled Hellions arrive, led by Mr. Sinister, who proclaims that their bounty now awaits them. Havoc is glad to finally be there, only wishing his now missing eye could see where they are. Sinister knows that the Hippogriffs took their bridge toll seriously, but he reassures Havoc that he'll have the next one. Psylocke hopes he knows what he's doing since they are out of food, but Greycrow secretly tells Empath that he has some rations hidden for his master. Nanny wants Manuel to leave John alone as the team are met by a being who asks what prize has brought the mutants to him. Psylocke says that they want the swords of Arakko, but learns that they are all out in the other world from where they just came, and the contest is well underway. The team is not happy about Sinister's lies and for leading them on a wild goose chase. Nanny wants Greycrow to be let loose on Sinister, but Empath refuses to let the man out of his control. The Iraqi being wonders what Sinister is thinking, using his powers to peer into the man's mind, finding he didn't come for swords, but for the genes of Arakko's mutants. Havoc grabs the villain, realizing that he played everyone, as the being finds it strange that Sinister allows his children to look him in the eye. Sinister throws Havoc off of him, wanting to meet the being's other mutants. The being thinks that's a good idea, as long as Sinister doesn't touch, summoning up his team, the Locust Vial. The being reveals his name is Tarn the Uncaring, and he has defiled all of these mutants' genes and made them perfect. The villain monologues on, but Sinister isn't listening, instead unleashing his genetic collection drones into the air. Tarn sees this as a slight against him, attacking the Hellions. The large disfigured mutant blasts Nanny, killing the mutant as Empath immediately abandons the team, running for the gate as Greycrow gets back control of himself. The Hellions battle the Iraqi mutants, with Havoc covering the team, only to have both of his hands cut off. Greycrow tries to help him, but he is cut up by one of the mutants' spinning blades. Psylocke and Wildchild meanwhile face another rather acrobatic mutant, who uses spikes attached to his spine to stab the mutants over and over. The giant mutant named Amino Fetus grabs the nearby Orphan Maker, ripping the boy's arms off and killing him, shocking even his own teammates, who tell the monster to put the mutant down before he eats him. Psylocke calls for Sinister's help, but the mutant finishes up his collection, giving the box to Psylocke, wanting her to get it back to Krakoa while he tries to take care of her. With no other choice, Psylocke tells Wildchild to buy her some time, so the mutant leaps into battle as Psylocke and the injured Hellions escape through the gate to Avalon. Wildchild is killed by Tarn's mutants, as Tarn himself meanwhile captures Sinister, finding him such an odd creature. He knows he would admire the mutant, but he stole from him, causing Tarn to bisect Sinister alive. At the Avalon gate, the Hellions make it through, but find Jamie's priests are intending on arresting and jailing them. Psylocke refuses to go quietly, readying for a battle, but Empath uses his powers on the priests, getting them to bow before him and stand down. Greycrow calls Empath a genius for stopping them, as Empath knows that he had to do terrible things to get there. However, they weren't terrible things for him, of course. John calls him weak, knowing that he must be starving since holding off the guards is taking a lot out of him. Empath wants to know how he can know that, as John stabs Manuel in the gut. As Empath bleeds out, John reminds him that should he die in Avalon or Otherworld, he will not be resurrected, so he better start crawling towards the Krakoa gate. The team finally make it back to Krakoa, and as they head towards the healing gardens, they are overcome by a smoke bomb. From the smoke comes Mr. Sinister Prime, who kills all three mutants, taking the gene collection samples, apologizing for the smoke since everyone has cameras on the island and he didn't want to be seen. Empath crawls through the portal, wondering what's happening, and Sinister asks if he saw his cape back in Avalon, but Empath just dies. Sinister continues to sing as he rips up his clothes, smearing blood on him as he rushes through the smoke, calling for help, saying that there has been a terrible attack and someone has killed all of his Hellions. Hellions issue 6 continued the fun romp through the Otherworld and Arakko, and continued to play with the joke that the team were basically useless during this whole event, having them arriving late to the party. I love that we never actually got to see their big adventure into the Otherworld that we left them off on last issue, only the fallout from it, like Havoc losing an eye and the team just utterly defeated and tired by the time they actually get to Arakko. Mr. Sinister again continues to be the star of the show, revealing his true intentions here behind his journey, seeing the team team just get utterly eviscerated by the weird Arakko version of the Hellions was quite fun. I enjoy that now we can sort of have this stuff happen, but also that the mutants can and usually will be fine thanks to the resurrection protocols. So it allows writers to just kind of go ham on how to take a mutant out with the knowledge that they'll just be fine at the end of the story because they can just bring them back to life. Also gives the writers chance to kill off people and maybe bring in some new people and then kill those people off to bring the old ones back and kind of reset the toy chest, if you will. Mr. Sinister also killing the team and framing it like someone else did it is just classic Mr. Sinister, and I'm looking forward to seeing where the team go from here since they're not involved in X of Swords anymore, which finishes up in a couple of issues anyway, so it'll be interesting to see the fallout once their book sort of gets back to some semblance of normality after the event. I'm going to give this issue a 9.5 out of 10.